Hey guys, welcome back to Reddit Me Please, where we give you all things Reddit. Today, we have a Reddit user who skipped out on the payment due to unforeseen circumstances done to her cupcakes. We'll have more on that story, but first, am I the jerk for asking for an explanation as to why a stranger is crying? I was out at a park a couple days ago when a boy who looked to be 15 to 16 came running up to me yelling, "Amanda, is that you?" I turned around and he looked disappointed. I asked him what was wrong and he apologized, saying that I looked like someone he used to know. He seemed to be holding back tears when his friend ran over to us, took one look at me, and then turned to the boy saying, "She's gone. I know it hurts, but she's gone," while stroking the top of his head. The boy cried as she did this, and I was really confused, so I asked, "What the heck just happened?" The girl just glared at me, obviously annoyed that I was interrupting, even though this boy was the one interrupting my walk in the park. So I yelled, "No, you need to tell me what the heck is going on right now. I deserve to know." The girl was just like, "What do you think happened? Our friend died and you look like her," and then led her friend away. Everyone else who was outside started whispering and pointing at me, obviously judging me. I've told my friends and family about this event, and no one is on my side. My sister even went as far as to call me a self-absorbed butthole, but I don't think I am. The pair disrupted my walk, so the least I could have gotten was an explanation. So, am I the jerk? OP was a little insensitive to the situation, but I believe that because OP was walking in the park and was minding their own business, it was sort of a surprise to them. What do you think about this situation? Is OP the jerk or not? Am I the jerk for kicking out my boyfriend's daughters, who I just met? I started dating John 8 months ago, and he recently moved in with me into the home inherited several years ago. John is black and I am mixed, Native American and black. John has 2 daughters, Jackie and Nina. I took after my dad fully, and I have very strong Native American features outside of my hair. This is what started the problems, I guess. John's daughters knew of me, but only knew my name and about us living together in our home. They hadn't seen their father in years because they live out of state, but their dad wanted them to meet me and planned for 2 months to get them out here, which included me paying for most of their airfare. I make substantially more than John. They were going to stay here with us, as my home is 4 bedrooms. I had to work when they got in, so their dad picked them up, and I was due home a few hours later. I walked into my home, and at first the girls were nice, shook my hand and whatever. But as soon as I took my hat off and they saw my braids, all hell broke loose with Jackie. She said something like, "Oh, hell no. You did not just walk into my daddy's home for the first time meeting us and already insulting us with your cultural appropriation bullcrap." I was definitely quite taken aback, but I didn't really know how to respond to her, so I just stood there staring. John was in the back barbecuing and didn't hear this. So she looks at me and goes, "Do you have anything to say for yourself? Like, what is this crap?" And flips my braid. At this point, Nina is just standing back with her arms crossed and eyebrows raised, glaring at me as well, so I feel extremely cornered. I just walked past them to go to John because I didn't know what to do, and they followed me and started going off on John about me disrespecting their heritage. John didn't even correct them or anything. He just looked at my hair and shrugged, saying he thought it was nice. I was flabbergasted. I said something like, "I'm mixed, part black and part Native American. Both cultures have braids. And this is my freaking house, and now you both can leave." Nina started protesting and saying, "Why didn't you just say that? Like, use your words." But Jackie was calling me a liar. John was saying that we all needed to calm down. So I said again to get the heck out. They did eventually after losing their crap about them supposed to have stayed here and having no money for a hotel. John is saying I ruined his chance at reconnecting with his daughters, and I made him leave too. Am I the jerk? I'm so freaking lost right now. I really see no jerk here. OP was just trying to be nice. His daughters came in with such a frantic attitude as soon as she took her hat off. OP really didn't have to explain anything to them, but this is just so much going on for the first meet. What do you think about this? Do you think OP is the jerk or not? Am I the jerk for refusing to pay for my gender reveal cupcakes? I found out last week my first baby's gender, and it's a little girl. My family are excited about it. I decided to do a small gender reveal over the Easter weekend. I had this planned for Saturday, so a few days before, I asked a small local business if she could please make 12 cupcakes with pink and blue icing on top and pink icing in the middle. She agreed and said they would be ready to collect Friday evening. The plan was to pick the cakes up Friday, invite friends and family over Saturday, and give some guests a cupcake that would reveal the gender. I only invited a few guests as my apartment is fairly small, and I didn't want to do a large gender reveal anyway. Just something cute and fun, plus everyone loves cupcakes. So Friday evening came. The small business owner, Claire, gave me her address to collect the cakes from, said they will cost £25 and they are ready to collect whenever. She greeted me there with a box of cupcakes, and they looked amazing. They were exactly how I imagined them, and thanked her for them. She gave me the box, but just as she did, her large pet dog came running up to me, barking, and jumped at me, knocking the box of cupcakes all over the floor. Claire apologized and shut the dog inside. He was still barking and jumping at the door. She said it's because he gets excited when people come and visit, but he wouldn't have hurt me as he's friendly. At this point, I didn't know the damage to the cupcakes as the box landed upside down. I picked it up and the cakes were ruined. The icing had smashed all over the box and some cakes had spilled out onto the ground. Claire looked horrified as I understood she spent a few hours making them for me. She apologized and said she would remake them for free, but they wouldn't be ready until Sunday. I said, unfortunately, I'm expecting my guests tomorrow and Sunday is no good as I already had other plans. I explained I wouldn't be paying for these cupcakes as they were inedible and ruined by her dog. We agreed payment upon receiving the goods, and since I never received them, I wouldn't be paying. She said that I should still pay as she had to buy the ingredients for the cakes and the cost of eggs has gone up, meaning she would be out of pocket. I said if she had control of her dog, then they wouldn't have dropped, and I'm sorry, but again, I wouldn't be paying. I got in my car and left without the cupcakes. I still had guests attend on Saturday. I announced the gender in person rather than with some cupcakes, but it was still nice spending times with friends and family. My family were all happy, but my sister-in-law said I should have still paid for the cupcakes as she accepted it was her fault and offered to remake them for me. I personally don't think I should have had to pay for them, but now I'm feeling slightly guilty as I understand it's a small business and the loss of profit would affect her a lot harder than a larger business. Am I the jerk? OP, you should have just still paid the lady for her cupcakes. We support small businesses, and yes, the cost of eggs are extremely high. She put in so much effort into them cupcakes for you. I mean, that's what I at least would have done, but do you think OP is in the wrong for this or not? Would I be the jerk for backing out as a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding? I am a 28-year-old female and was asked to be a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding. I was asked 6 weeks ago, and her wedding is now 7 months away. I assumed that the normal expectations would be nice, help plan and attend the bridal showers, bachelorette party, etc., and be part of the wedding day and reception. I expected some time and financial obligation, of course, but the responsibilities are really getting out of hand. Also, the vibe of the wedding has changed, and I'm nervous about the repercussions to my career. I must pay for my bridesmaid's dress, $475, pay for my hair and makeup on the wedding day, $250, pay for and host one of the events, bridal shower, honeydew, stock the bar, bachelorette, etc. Each bridesmaid is responsible for funding and hosting one of the events, at least $500. Pay for my part of the out-of-state, week-long bachelorette trip, $675 plus food costs, plus a missing week of pay at work. Contribute $100 to their honeymoon fund. She specifically requested a $100 donation. Purchase a gift off their wedding registry. Nothing on the registry is below $150. Cover all other odds and end costs. Wedding day shoes, matching bachelorette trip outfits and accessories, etc. Financially, being a part of this wedding is going to cost well over $2,000. Again, I expected to be spending money and I'm not cheap, but this seems a bit excessive. The other issue I have is the vibe of the wedding. Before, it was a typical traditional wedding. Now, it's become heavily centered around alcohol and guns. I don't just mean that it's an open bar, but the actual theme of the wedding is now shots, and vows. No, I can't make this up. The bridesmaid photos are going to be bridesmaids taking shots. The groomsmen's photos will have the groomsmen holding guns. During the ceremony, the officiant will say, "Does anybody object?" And all the groomsmen will pull out their guns to drunkenly threaten anybody who objects. When the bridesmaids and groomsmen enter the reception, we must run down an aisle lined with shots and take as many of them as possible. I'm not a prude by any means, nor do I have an issue with alcohol. However, I am very cautious of what I post online. I work for the public school system as a teacher and like to keep things professional. I know the pictures will end up online on social media, and I prefer not to be pictured taking shots and chugging alcohol. Also, with the climate of school shootings and other traumatic events, I think the idea of guns is in poor taste. I feel bad to back out after making a commitment. I love my friend and I'm honored to stand by her on the most important day of her life. I know I need to make a decision soon as she will need time to fill my spot. Am I selfish for worrying about my own finances on her big day or for worrying about my public image? I don't want to lose my friend over this. Would I be the jerk? Now this is a lot for OP to think about. It does cost a lot to even join the wedding. And also, she does make a good point about the school shootings and the fact that she can have all of this pop up on social media about her. It just wouldn't make any sense. But then again, this is her friend and she does need her by her side. I just think OP should just be transparent to the bride and tell her how she feels. But what do you think? Am I the jerk for posting a video of my girlfriend crashing her car on the internet? A few months ago, my girlfriend crashed our car and swiped the parked car while getting out of the driveway, and about a year ago, she rear-ended someone. I posted a video from home security and the dash cam video for an incident on YouTube as educational material in case it might help learn the drivers, etc. I got responses from some accident compilation video creators and gave them permission to use the videos. There is nothing wrong with the videos. She did not do a hit and run or anything and dealt with both situations well. All this shows the accidents and her getting out of the car, putting her hands on her head and inspecting the damage. Recently, apparently someone sent anonymous messages to her and some of her friends and coworkers with the link to the video I uploaded. She got really mad at me and called me a jerk for uploading the videos without asking her. However, both camera systems were put up by me and I managed the devices. She then accused me of sending an anonymous message when it wasn't me. I have since deleted the video, but some of her friends found the copies other people had included and teased her about it. Am I the jerk here? I don't understand since it is not such a big deal. These things happen all the time and there are loads of similar videos on the internet. And it is not even that easy to recognize her, especially in the home security video. Edit. Oh, I get it. I was a jerk. I did not realize how embarrassing it would be for her as I post dashcam videos all the time. I will apologize to her again and make it up to her and take her someplace nice. Well, OP, I'm glad I didn't have to answer that one. No, the world may not recognize her, but some people did, and they teased her for it. Oh my goodness. Do you agree with OP saying that they are the jerk? Am I the jerk for refusing to let my sister-in-law breastfeed my baby? I have a 2-month-old baby. I went to training and left her with my partner. My netball training only takes an hour. On my way back from training, I called my partner to check in and see if my baby was okay. He said she was fine and that they just got to my in-laws' place, then said if baby cries, I can just get my sister to breastfeed her, which I said no to because I wasn't comfortable with that and told him that's my bond with my baby. He asked why not, and I just told him no. He then turned to his sister and said, "Oh, she said you can't," while I was still on the phone. Apparently, it's normal in their culture. And I said that's fine, but for mine, it's not, so it's a no. I had to go over there, which then ended up being awkward because they both just assumed and decided between themselves that she could breastfeed my baby and then acted like I was being a prick for not letting her. I don't know if I'm overreacting, but that's just how I felt, and I thought it was my right. Am I the jerk? Update. For context, I was pumping milk, but my partner said to not worry about it, she would be fine. I was only about 20 minutes away, and no, I don't know anything about my sister-in-law's health history, but this was not the reason why I said no. I just wasn't comfortable with the idea because it is not a norm for me, but mainly because I consider it a bonding time with my daughter. My partner and I talked about it when we got home, and he said he understood where I was coming from and that he was sorry he didn't ask me first. They just thought since it was normal for them that it would be okay, which is completely fine. I told him it was the fact that he didn't ask me first, which put me in an awkward situation that could have been avoided, which was made even worse by them saying she was hungry and have me feed her when I know when my child is hungry because of how she behaves and fusses. She was not hungry at all, but tired and just wanted cuddles. I don't really know too much women that let other people breastfeed their baby. I didn't even think that was a thing, but I don't think OP is a jerk because that is her baby and it's whatever she decides. What do you think? Is OP the jerk or not? Well, that's all the time we have. If you'd like to hear another insane Reddit story, check out my latest video. With all that being said, I'll see you next time with more stories.